comment below, subscribe, man. If you got the time, man, we appreciate you rocking out, man. It's an impromptu, quick, live session with you guys. July 19th, 2025. Can't get here quick enough. We got the likes of Daniel Dynamite Dubois challenging Alexander Usyk for that, that rematch, that second time, that get back, right? Can he get it back? Can he fight this man? Can he rebuild himself, get that confidence going for what he missed out on, right? That first go around, taking that loss to Usyk, the pound for pound king, the man who went from cruiserweight to heavyweight. Salute to both warriors, as we've seen them weigh in today. And you probably saw the title. It's what's going on? What should we do? What should we bet on? Right, the breakdown. Shortly, in about an hour or so, our 3-minute fight drills, our 3-minute fight breakdowns will be coming out, and also for the Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao fight that's also going on same day, just later over in the U.S. But for this, one, we're going to get straight into it, right? The first one's going to come out is obviously for the 3-minute fight drill, 3-minute fight breakdown for the likes of Dubois, Usyk. How we see this fight going. What tactics we'll see. And then finally, we called it, right? We called it for who we thought or who we think is going to win. Now, I mean, this is really a true close fight. It's 60-40 favorite in the likes of Daniel Dubois. Shout out, Jay. What's going on, brother? Benavidez. Definitely number one lightweight, in my opinion. But yeah, for Usyk, Dubois, it's 60-40. 60-40 favorite of Usyk, right? And this one, we're going to get straight into it. What we putting it on? What we putting the money on, right? How do we see this fight going? Why should we go this way? Jay, you got Canelo beating Terrence? Hit that like button, it's free. Comment below if you got time. You got Canelo beating Terrence? Oh man. Okay. Canelo's definitely the favorite, bro. He's definitely the favorite. But I think Terrence got a shot. I give Terrence Bud Crawford a 20%, 25% chance to actually win that fight with Canelo, right? It's gonna be tough, brother. It's gonna be tough. But yeah, the smart money would be on Canelo. But to be honest, I know it's 2 months out. I'm betting on Crawford. I know he's gonna be plus money and a decent plus money, which gets us back to today's bet, right? Dubois, Usyk. I'm gonna get straight to it. My mind says Usyk, masterclass boxer, pound for pound, all-time talent, going in the same sentences with the likes of Evander Holyfield, one of the best to ever do it. It's gonna be a tough task for Dubois, man. But my mind is screaming Usyk. It's telling me. I mean, the eye test and everything I'm looking at. I mean, that's a tough man to beat on any given night, man. Yeah, I think Canelo doesn't get enough credit for his boxing technique, Jay, as well. My mind, man, is saying Usyk. Hit that like button, it's free. Hit that like button, it's free. Helps us get eyes on the show. Like I said, we're gonna be quick. Mine says Usyk, but my heart's screaming Dubois. My gut is also saying Dubois. I can't tell you really why. Well, actually, I can. I take that back. I think where we see Dubois, the confidence level that he's been riding on, 3 back-to-back wins, right? Got his confidence back with Gerald Miller. solidified his right hand with Philip Hergovich. It knocked out the likes of Anthony AJ Joshua, the big superstar who tried to little bro the likes of Daniel Dubois. And you can see it through all that buildup. He tried to little boy him, son him. He got his confidence back in those 3 fights. He is on a tear. Back to back to back to back to back. It is that confidence level, that trend that I'm seeing for the likes of Dubois. Hey, Pancho, that I'm seeing from Dubois. That confidence level, that trend, that high rise. That's what's got my gut going. That's what's got my heart going. Even though my mind is screaming, looking at it at Usyk, right? The historical aspect of him, the way he boxed Dubois the first time, the way he boxed Tyson Fury 2 times in a row, the way he moved from cruiserweight to heavyweight. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime type talent. You cannot ignore that. But when I looked at the weigh-in today, Dubois Usyk, there's 2 things that stood out. Number one, Usyk coming in at 227 pounds, almost 228 pounds. That is I ain't gonna say career, yeah, it's damn near a career high for the likes of Usyk, man. It it bothers me to see him coming at that kind of weight. I don't know if the speed's gonna be there. I don't know if the footwork is gonna be there. It is something we're gonna have to wait to see why he put on this kind of weight. 227 pounds, right? 5 to 6 pounds over his normal weight. He walks in about 220 to 222. That's his good fighting weight. He's even stated this in plenty of interviews. 220 to 222 is his good fighting weight. That's where he feels the best. That's where he feels comfortable, even if he is outweighed by a lot by his competitors. It will yet to be seen, but seeing that gave me a trigger of, I know he's not out of shape, meaning Usyk. Usyk's very disciplined, very dedicated to the sport of boxing. He takes this stuff seriously. Um, I'm starting to think it might be a miscalculation on his part for putting on the weight, thinking he's got to put on that extra mass a little bit to absorb some shots and absorb some blows from the likes of Daniel Dynamite Dubois, the heavy puncher, the strong young man that's taken on now this 38-year-old Usyk, pound for pound king. Father Time is undefeated, and it starts to break us down all slowly, some quicker than others. And the likes of Usyk, I think it is a slower breakdown because he has been dedicated to his body, dedicated to the sport of boxing. But adding in these extra few pounds that he had at the weigh-in, at this age in his career, I have a bad feeling that Usyk is going to be slightly slower than what he needs to be to pick apart a guy like Daniel Dubois. And that's why we're here today. I'm betting on Daniel Dynamite Dubois. Even though my mind is telling me Usyk masterclass boxer, skill set above Dubois, but Dubois don't get it twisted. His confidence level is raising his skills. Confidence will make you push harder. Confidence will raise you to a level that you normally aren't at. I'm picking Dubois betting wise, plus money, good plus money, plus 200. That is decent. He stands a decent chance. I already let in. That's a 40% chance. 40% chance. Add my displeasure. Oh man. Yo. I gotta read it out though. I saw 2 kids fighting, just telling them to tell their mothers, and I realized it was Pitbull and Angel Ferrero. So let that carry on. Shout out to you, bro. That was a good one. That was a good one. Classic. Hit that like button. It's free. Hit that like button. It's free. Comment below. Definitely shout out to Adam. That's the best one of the day so far. Um, hit that like button. It's free. Comment below. Subscribe, man, if you got the time. We're rocking out this afternoon. We're talking some UK boxing right now. Hey, and Pitbull, man, I don't know what he's gonna do. You saw the fight's done. It's canceled for him, um, allegedly, and I don't know what they're gonna do about that PBC card. But anyway, we'll go live later this afternoon to talk about the Pacquiao PBC card and what the shakeout's going to be over there. Rumor has it if Pacquiao can pull this fight off, by the way, you're hearing it here first. His two options are Floyd Money Mayweather and Errol the True Spence. Yes, Errol the True Spence, you heard me. The Errol the True Spence we haven't seen in 2 years. Errol the True Spence got beat down by the likes of Terrence Bud Crawford. Um, it is, that's the rumor, anyways. Strong, strong rumor for that, as far as Floyd making that option and them trying to get to X amount of money for a big rematch between both fighters. 1 second. But anyways, for right now, take this off. Right now, we're gonna get back to the UK boxing. You know, Daniel Dynamite Dubois, Usyk, right? He read the title. I'm betting on Daniel Dubois, man. Betting on Dubois. Good money, plus 200. Not a big underdog, but he's a small underdog right there, right? That's a decent, fair bet to go in, especially for a man on his confidence level, especially for a man that has the power that he carries. If, excuse me, if, and Carl, I'm trying to pull up the article for you real quick. With the power that he carries at this confidence level, it's going to be very interesting. I don't know where I saw they pulled Farrell out of that damn fight. Oh, it was on IG earlier. It ain't made it all the way through yet, but if it does happen, I'll let you guys know. But rumor has it that fight for Pitbull, they're gonna have to scramble and do something else. But if it comes up, I'll hit y'all on the live later and let you know. But anyways, back to it. Daniel Dynamite Dubois Usyk, right? We got this trend going. You got that confidence going from Dubois. Plus money, 200. Very close odds. I give it 60-40 favor to Usyk. I'm rocking with Dubois. I'm rocking with the power. I'm rocking if he has the proper aggression and proper technique fighting off that front foot like he does. Salute to that man. Salute to that warrior. I have him breaking down parts of Usyk later in this fight. Not by skill set. Just by sheer physical attributes and strength. If he places the right shots on those arms, those biceps, those shoulders, and get Usyk to start dropping his hands a little bit, some opportunities will open up for him. Big man, the smaller fighter. Yes, Usyk's been at cruiserweight now for the past few years. He's adjusted. He is a true heavyweight now. Hell, he even weighs more than Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder coming in tonight, 227 pounds. But you're still a 240-pound young fighter, strong fighter, straight from the UK. You're going to have to press upon him your strength and your aggression. You're going to have to take away the skill set of Usyk. And how do you beat a master boxer? How do you beat the guy who's got more skill set than you in that ring? You got to make it a fight. Don't make it a boxing match anymore. If you start to box with Usyk, Dubois will lose clearly. I think we all know that. But if he makes this a rough fight, a fight within a squared circle, impress upon clear volume, let his hands go, invest in the limbs, meaning the elbows, the biceps, and the shoulders of Usyk. Don't go straight for the body yet because he's expecting you to. And I believe he's going to start to set traps for Dubois. Once those opportunities open up, once you've invested and got him sore, take a page out of Canelo Alvarez's book, for example, for my man Jay up there who loves Canelo. Canelo invests in the biceps. He invests in the hands. He invests in the shoulders, meaning he tags those consistently throughout a fight to make his opponent get sore and tired over time as you begin to drop your defense to hopefully try to absorb some of them shots from Canelo, And more importantly, you're just getting tired, you're getting worn out and sore. And as that happens, it opens up opportunities for Canelo to strike. Daniel Dubois needs to take a page out of that book. Not everything you're going to hit with needs to be ferocious enough to try to score. Don't just go head hunting. Don't go body hunting. Sometimes you got to invest in other areas of the fighter's body to make them think you're doing other things as you're breaking them down. If Dubois can do this aggressively and consistently throughout the fight, similar like he did to Gerald Big Baby Miller, had that gas tank going, drag Usyk into a fatigue and an attrition type war, this fight becomes even. But if he tries to box and outsmart the likes of Usyk, then we got a problem. And we got a bad problem at that. And I see my brother getting outpointed clearly if he tries to just box. Now, with that said, my official prediction is it's going to be a decision, this fight, one way or another, whether it's Usyk or Dubois. It's going to be a decision. It's going to be a good fight. We might see one drop one way or the other because both men can get dropped. I think Usyk has enough power to drop Dubois. I mean, obviously he stopped Dubois the first time, but that was injuries and lack of confidence on the side of Dubois. But Usyk clearly carries a little bit of pop on. It's going to go all the way. So with that said, the question that you read in the title, well, what should I bet on the likes of Dubois? Should I even bet on Dubois for this fight? Do you even believe Dubois stands a chance? Hit that comment section. Let us know what you think. Hit that like button. Comment below. Subscribe, man. In a few minutes, actually, less than an hour, our 3-minute fight drills, our official predictions will begin to drop. You'll see how we actually called it. That'll be the full breakdown for the fight. I gave you a little leeway into what we were thinking about earlier. Whereas, yeah, I think this goes all the way. Decision victory for either fighter. In our 3-minute fight drill, our 3-minute fight breakdown, though, I'll give you the exact tactics of who did what. We actually did a full breakdown, full final breakdown for this fight already. Check that out before you place your final inputs. But like we said, decision victory. Both fighters are ready to go. Little worried about the weight for Usyk. Again, 227 pounds this afternoon. 38-year-old fighter. Been in some wars. Long wars at that. All his fights for the most part have been 12 rounders outside of the Dubois victory. He's been in there with the likes of AJ. 12 rounds with AJ, a hard puncher from UK. Say what you want to say about him. That man can scrap. The father time issue, and it was brought up on the zone. The father time issue with Usyk obviously being 38-year-old again, right? And we got Terrence Bud Crawford, another 38-year-old pound for pound fighter. Shout out to being 38, I guess, because that appears to be the magic number. Will he get old overnight? He looked a little sluggish sometimes in the Tyson Fury fight, but then he was also fighting a Tyson Fury who was old and long in the tooth himself and been through some wars and was a shell of a man that he was fighting Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Is it going to happen? Because they kind of let it in on the broadcast there for the zone. It's like they kept asking, even Lennox, they kept asking Lennox about age with Usyk. It's like they're almost setting this up for the fact that Dubois should be able to take this fight with his youth, age, power, and confidence that he has now. The fight was 2 years ago, pretty much, right? And over the last 2 years, where are these two men at? Which point of their career, their trajectory that they are meeting at is Usyk still the man? And I know he just fought in December. Does he still got it to take on this young fighter? Or was that Tyson Fury fight the last thing going for him? Hit that like button. It's free. Comment below and subscribe, man. We're going to rock out for a little bit longer. And have to dip out, apparently. But again, we're rocking with Dubois on this one. Let us know what you think. Who do you see winning this fight? As we're getting to switch over here. Who do you guys see winning this fight or not? Again, in our opinion, we got, I know he's the underdog. I know it's going to be rough. I know it's going to be tough. But with where he is in his career, with where he's riding at, I just see the trajectory right now leaning in the favor of him. Youth, age, power, size. As long as he doesn't try to make this a boxing match. He's got to make it a fight. It's got to be rough. But that's our opinion, man. You already heard it already, said it enough. That's what we're getting with. That's who we're betting on. Should be a good fight, though, for both men, both warriors. Salute to both of them for getting this thing going. Now, with that said, I still would have preferred Joseph Parker and Dubois got the scrap finished up first, or Joseph Parker get a ring. Or at least, hell, have Joseph Parker on the undercard, if you get what I'm saying. Little disrespectful not to even have him on this card at all against anybody. He even said during the telecast that he will fight anybody top 5. True man, true warrior. That's the only pushback I got really on this fight right now. Oh, 1 second. All right, we back. So can't say it enough. The trajectory of both fighters, right? They are where they are. They're at where they're at. And then from a man talking, we'll get that the rumor that we're hearing that the Pitbull Cruz fight somehow is canceled. I don't know where I saw that at. Even though, yep, that's what I'm seeing still. Oh well, we'll see if it comes up real or not. Again, we'll come back live and we're going to do a separate video for the Pacquiao fight. Anyways, as far as how that's going to go. But right now, Usyk Dubois, good scrap. Shout out to Lawrence Okoli, by the way, taking on Lanier. I hope I'm saying his name right. My man from South Africa. Uh, Lawrence Okoli, he's filled out very well in the heavyweight division. Big now, 260 plus pounds at this point. Started from cruiserweight, moving up. I remember when he first thought about moving up from cruiserweight to step in heavyweight division. I thought it was going to be a tough task for him because he was always a little bit slim, even though he's big for cruiserweight. I just didn't think he was going to be big enough for them boys at 230, 240 pounds. Well, I was wrong. He filled out great, looked strong. I see a stoppage coming for the likes of Okoli. I think he beats. It might be a first round stoppage. It might be a first round stoppage against Lanier. First round, second round, TKO, knockout stoppage. He looked strong. He looked good. Salute to that man. Salute to that warrior. Lawrence Coley showed up. Looked like he meant business. Hopefully his stamina is intact and ready to go. Hit that like button. It's free. Comment below and subscribe, man. If you got the time, man. It's your boy Kaz Real Sign A Podcast. We're rocking out this afternoon. We got about a few more minutes left before we rock up out of here. If you're just tuning in, we appreciate that love, appreciate that support. Small channel, going quick. We're going fast. We got 3 or 4 videos dropping this afternoon covering Daniel Dubois, Usyk. We got some more breakdowns for Pacquiao Barrios, and we actually got a little sneak video for Parker, where he's going to go at from the statements that he mentioned early on in the zone broadcast. So all those will be dropping back to back to back this afternoon. We're working. It's going to be a good weekend of boxing. July 19, 2025, man. Salute to boxing for getting it right, right? We got some good UK boxing going on. Obviously with Ukraine flying in, supporting their man from in the likes of Usyk. And then for the hometown, Daniel Dynamite Dubois, hoping to show up. We're putting our bet on him. I know he's the underdog. I gave him a 40% chance to win this fight, but it's a good 40% chance, and I think he can do it. With that said, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, Mario Barrios. We'll get into details later. That video will be dropping our 3-minute fight drill, our 3-minute fight breakdown. And then last, but certainly not least, Sebastian Fundora, Tim Tszyu, the rematch. We'll cover that this afternoon, tonight, or I'm going to say afternoon. We'll cover that late tonight. Where do we see this fight going, Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora? We've heard plenty of breakdowns on that, the back and forth between these two men. It's all over the place. It's going to be a good fight. That might steal the weekend. It's going to be a good one, though. Hey, Jenny. How you doing? Eubank Jr. ball in a rematch. Conor Ben. Reckon about Chris. So Chris and Conor. It's going to be a good fight. If you're asking me who I would have, and I think we talked about this before, Jenny. If you're asking me who I pick in that fight, I'm still rocking with Eubank. I like Conor Ben. I like his style. But I think it's just a little bit of a physical attribute mismatch, especially if Eubank gets what he wants in this rematch as far as the negotiation, the weight clause, and everything. I think it'll be a heavy favorite for Eubank to win that rematch if he gets what he wants. Signed, sealed, delivered. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know he's not ready for September, and he shouldn't be. He dragged himself down far in that first fight. Everybody knows what he had to go through just to make weight, and then to make weight on the second day. That's a lot. That's a physical toll. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to do it again. Do what he had to do that first fight again. And he probably needs some time because that was late April. I imagine he needs 4 months just to rest, so that gets him into August, and then start training camp. He probably wouldn't be ready till October at the earliest. Hit that like button. It's free. Comment below and subscribe if you got the time. We're talking Daniel Dynamite, Dubois, Usyk. Great card that's going to go on. I did. And we will actually, after this weekend, we'll actually have a separate video for Price. Oh, put that back on there. We'll have a separate video for Price. Options for Price, by the way. And reality of fights for her. Let me pull this other part back up. We'll do a. Let me see when I scheduled it. Hold on. And you asked me for somebody else as well. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yep, prices we got scheduled coming this week. That'll be middle of the week. After everything goes down this weekend with Daniel Dubois, Usyk, and then I think we got scheduled for Thursday. Price. Nope, take that back. Wednesday, Price. And again, as far as her weight class and everything, we'll stick to the current weight class it is. I think at that weight, she could, technically she could fought the winner. She could technically take on Katie, but she can technically take on Katie, especially since she won the fight. But I could see anyone. What I don't remember is who she signed with. Do you know who she signed with? I don't remember who Lauren signed with, but depending on who she signed with, she can definitely get a scrap between Serrano, who's going to need something. She's got she got 2 more fights in her 3-fight deal left, and then obviously you got the likes of Baumgartner, who does need to move up. She has fought plenty of UK fighters in her past while she's been moving up, building her career. And this would be perfect lineup, even though the weight will be certainly off a little bit, so they'll probably do a catch weight. But if she's willing to do it, that to me is the preferred fight I would like to see truly where Alicia is in her comeback since the scandal. But you know who should also be in it? Oh, I know he's got his own fight card, and who you just brought up, Jenny. Moses Atama. That would have made this fight card even better, but I do know he just fought. Um, and that would have been a hell of a quick turnaround for a fighter like that, especially at heavyweight, even though he made quick work. But that would have been great if they lined that up perfectly. Having Moses as the co-main event to this undisputed fight over in the UK, that would have been nice. And he will be a champion. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I give him till 2027. I think he's got, obviously get through Dillian White, which I think he will. He'll walk through Dillian White. And then 2026 will be a interesting building year for him. He can go fast or he can go slow and work on some things. But um, Moses will. I think he needs to take 2026 to go in true contender status, if that makes sense. Especially since there's some people already lined up to challenge for the belts right now, solidify some things, see some different styles, and move forward. Now, as far as Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, did you see Eddie Hearn's response? Uh, all in all, I don't think that team is going to entertain that. It'll be a big money fight for sure. I just don't see. I don't see Matchroom and AJ entertaining that Jake Paul fight, but I have been wrong because he entertained the Francis Ngannou fight after Tyson Fury did. He might want to do a one-off, and if he does, I think we all need to get ready and get your eyes together, get your vision together, because what you're going to see in that ring is a pit bull on a chihuahua. AJ will dismantle Jake. It won't. I'm not sure if the boxing committees will even allow this, even though Jake Paul's technically a boxer now. That is nasty. That'll be a nasty fight. Um, and I know a lot of people don't like Jake Paul, but I don't even think I want to wish that kind of fight on my worst enemy. Hit that like button. It's free. Comment below. Subscribe, man, if you got the time. We got a couple more minutes. We got to rock out and go run a few errands, few things, and we'll be back on later tonight live. We'll start doing the Manny Pacquiao breakdown. Again, actually in 30 minutes, our 3-minute fight drill, our 3-minute fight breakdown for the Dubois Usyk fight will drop. We'll give you our final prediction, our final breakdown, our final walkthrough how this fight goes. But if you read the title before you jumped in here, yeah, I'm betting on Dubois. I got my money going with Dubois. I'm going with the UK guy. I know he is the underdog, plus 200. He has about a 40% chance in my eyes to win this fight. But my heart is telling me, my gut's telling me, he can do it. That's probably a bad thing to go with, but I believe he can knock this out. I believe he can challenge Usyk decently, as long as he doesn't make this a boxing match. Make it a fight and make it rough. That's what I think he will do based on how he's been moving and how he's been talking and going throughout the ring, how he weighed in, how he looked at Usyk. And again, I don't like Usyk weighing in the way that he did. A few pounds over. I mean, 5 to 6 pounds over. Yeah, that sounds small, but for a fighter that's been weighing in at 220, 222, and that's been traditional for him, sometimes that can be a bad look. That can be a bad take, bad miscalculation on his end, thinking that he needs that extra weight to maybe absorb some of the shots from Dubois, especially what he's been seeing. What it did confirm to me, though, weighing in like that, he knows Dubois means business. He knows Dubois has power. He knows what he's about to get into with this fight with this younger man. At 38-year-old, meaning Usyk, he's preparing himself for battle. He's preparing himself for war. So I think he is slightly bulking up. I don't want to grossly overuse the word, but he added a little mass, so I think he can absorb these shots. He knows, and real recognize real. He respects what Dubois is going to do. I think he respects where Dubois is in his career, uh, which wrestles with me, man. My mind keeps saying Usyk, 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 because Usyk's smart, and I'm seeing what he's doing. I think he respects Dubois even though he beat him the first time. I think he respects him, understood him, and studied him where he's at. He saw his trajectory, where he's coming from now, and he's preparing himself physically. But either way, I'm still rocking what the guts got to say. I think Dubois in favor here. I do see this going all the way. I could be grossly wrong, and I've been wrong before. But I've been right more than I've been wrong. And in this case, I hope I'm right. I hope Dubois wins. I hope Dubois pushes the needle. I hope he takes this and disturbs the entire heavyweight division, becomes undisputed heavyweight champ. And after that, I would like to see Dubois, Joseph Parker get it on. I don't want to see a back-to-back rematch with Usyk right away. I'd rather see him and Joseph Parker clear up their business. I think Joseph Parker earned it as well. He earns a scrap and a shot. And that'll be a great fight for either in 2025 or beginning of 2026. More likely, probably be beginning of 2026. But like I said, that's what I'm rocking with. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with the young man. I'm going with the young fighter. I'm going with the confidence. Hey, Jenny. Oh, yeah, yeah. You can, yep. Appreciate you. Yeah, do what you got to do. Put the word out, hit that like button, comment below, share the channel. We definitely appreciate that. We're a small channel. We're going quick. We're going fast. We cover all boxing, men, women's, all weights that we can. We do focus on some fighters because, obviously some of the fighters are more active, more popular, or our favorite fighters. But all in all, man, we cover from every type of fighter you can name it. Appreciate you. And as far as Ricky Hatton's son, I was disappointed, to be honest with you, that Hatton's son retired, and then he's coming out of retirement. Obviously, it it bothered me because he took two bad losses. But they were good fights. They were close fights, and you just lost to this one guy. Couldn't get over that hump. I I think he should keep fighting. I think he should try, rebuild and take on some more names and keep going. I thought to me, he was growing in the sport. He was learning on the job, but he was growing. And yeah, it kind of hurt. I wanted to see him continue to fight, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Maybe, and I'll say this about Hatton: we've seen this before. Fighters getting their feelings, and they thought they won the fight, and they invested a lot of their emotion in the fight, as they do. Like, they're fighters. This is what they do. This is their business, and they take it hard, and they walk away from the sport, and they retire. But that true fighting spirit will come back out. He's young. I think the fighting spirit will come back out. I think he's temporarily retired, and we'll probably see him back again. He said, "Have I saw the video?" Stevens, Connor Ben saying, "No, not yet. I saw the interview though. I saw that interview, and I follow other few channels. Shout out to Boxing Voice. Shout out to Punch Drunk. But more importantly, I'm gonna go back to Boxing Voice because they were the ones who kind of broke it down. Shakur and Connor Ben. That would be a good fight, big fight, especially overseas. Shakur's probably too small for Connor at this point. In fact, they would probably have to do what Connor Ben did to Eubank. They would have to do to Connor Ben. It'd be a probably catch weight at 140, 144, maybe at the highest, and a weight class. It will drain Connor, and it'll bring him down. It will. It's doable, but it's not easy, and I don't see it happening this year at all. Not for them to. Not mainly because of the weight difference. I don't see it happening at all. Now, height, size, reach, which is crazy. They're both in the same physical attributes as far as height, size, and reach. And it'll be a great fight. Shakur Stevens is a master boxer. To me, he's one of the best fighters. He proved that right. Fight Williams Zepeda, fighting in that pocket. He skill wise, he's one of the best out there right now. Power wise, he doesn't have a lot of power, and his hands aren't strong. He already has issues similar to like Floyd Money Mayweather. So it'll be a good fight, good skill set. They just got to figure it out. It'll be tight. I know. Shakur said 147. He'll fight at welterweight. I don't believe Shakur. I don't believe Shakur will actually go to 147 for that fight. That's a two. You skip 140, go straight to 147. Only way I see him doing 147 if there's a strict weigh-in clause, meaning, I'm sorry, I said weigh-in clause, rehydration clause. It's got to be a strict rehydration clause, and I'm talking 5 pounds or less. It's or maybe a little bit more. He can go to 154 max on fight night, meaning Conor Ben, because Shakur walking around weight, he's talked about it before. I think it's like 152, 150. He's not. He doesn't weigh a lot. So it would be a strict rehydration clause if they have it at 147. But I don't believe Shakur will do it. Not at 147. He'll probably try to get an advantage and get him down like 144 catch weight, much as he can, anyways. All right, we got about 2 minutes left. We'll recap. We'll see y'all this evening as we'll recap and go over the Pacquiao Barrios card. But for this one, again, you read the title. We got Dubois going in on him. The heart saying it, the gut saying it. He's on a good trajectory. He's on a good path. He's got the confidence. I think it's his time. It's time to get up in there. He's a better fighter than when he was when he first stepped in the ring with Usyk. His mindset is better. His mental health is better. And I think he's ready to overturn the sport of boxing in the heavyweight division and be a young champion. With that said, he is the underdog. He should be the underdog. Usyk's a smart fighter. He's a pound for pound great. He is number one right now, pound for pound, period, in boxing. But with that, with the age factor and where they're at in their careers, Dubois stands a good chance. And a really good chance to be undisputed in the four-belt era, coming from the UK, to take this and help lead the sport of boxing, more importantly, the heavyweight division, to another golden good era, because we got a lot of fighters coming through, and it was help clear it up. Usyk's been doing great, but this might be the time to shake things up. It's going to be a classic fight. You said a knockout. I think he can beat him by decision, but with a knockdown. He needs a knockdown, but he can beat him by decision if he makes this a fight. Can he knock out Usyk? Yeah. Usyk got hurt by Fury. And a lot of people miss that because we all focused on how Usyk hurt Fury. Fury actually hurt Usyk a few times in that fight, in both fights. He just don't have enough power to finish him and to make it clear. Dubois has way more power than Fury. And I think Usyk knows that. And that's why he's kind of preparing the way he is. The knockout is definitely possible, but right now I'm seeing a close decision either way for both fighters. All right, that's it. Well, I appreciate y'all rocking out. Before we get up out of here, hit that like button, comment below. We will be back on later tonight. We appreciate that love. Until the next time, peace.